Hello, and welcome to DesignLab. DesignLab is a digital media consultancy service located in College Library. We help with any digital projects, from PowerPoint presentations to video and sound editing to posters. We help you with the design of your project by evaluating its conceptual and aesthetic aspects. In the last video, we looked at how to successfully present your information. In this video, we will move to specifically talking about how to design a scientific poster. Research and fact are meant to inform public debate surrounding the increasingly controversial conduct, management, and implementation of science and technology. However, in an era of seemingly ubiquitous knowledge, facts have competition, and scientists are faced with the challenge of good communication. Science and society form a symbiotic relationship. If the relationship is out of balance, democracy itself is hopeless.
Think of it more as a story with sort of, here's the important things rather than here's a story about what we did.
Last couple of years, the quality of posters in meetings really going up. I don't know if that's just the software is easier for people to use or they've become more comfortable with it.
As you may remember, there are 7 basic design principles you should follow when designing any kind of visual. First, alignment helps your audience figure out what information to read first. Left alignment is the easiest to read. Second, scale indicates to your reader what bits of information are more important. For example, your title should be the largest element on your poster. Third, proximity communicates to your reader what elements are related to each other. You want to make sure that you leave space between different sections so that the reader knows they are separate. Fourth is contrast. One way to contrast is to use 2 different fonts, a serif and a sans serif, to differentiate between the title and body text. Fifth is color. Intense color grabs attention, but will fight with your content. Muted colors are the best thing to have on a poster. Sixth is font choice. You should limit your fonts to only 2 on your entire poster. Avoid novelty fonts. And finally, balance. You should aim for a 50-50 ratio of image to text. These design principles will help you create a successful poster, which is an important part of communicating your ideas to the scientific community and beyond.
I would say the question is probably the most important, or the hypothesis, and then the take-home.
The main questions of the project in the introduction, I think, are the most important part. Seeing, why are we interested in whatever we're looking at? What are the main questions that you want to address about the organism that you're studying?
I'm a real believer in less is more when it comes to designing posters.
The number one issue that people have is they try to fit too much text on their posters. They want to put everything in their paper on the poster. And really, ideally, it should be about a 50-50 ratio text to images.
Bad posters are ones that have tons of text.
You want it to be very clear about what the message is and only provide the information that gets the audience to that message.
Think about where people's eyes are going to go first when they look at your poster and how you want their attention to flow.
I guess I'm not necessarily suggesting you have to follow that in a linear sequence with those boxes, but more that the elements that go into those components are somewhere in the poster. So I want to know, and maybe it's just the title and a brief introductory sentence. Just tell me what this study is about. What's the goal? That's enough.
For your average poster, which is probably 3 feet by 4 feet, I think you probably want to have 1.5 to 2 inches of margin between your content and the edge of the poster itself. And ideally probably about 2 inches between columns as well. Oftentimes the biggest issue that I see is that people try to push the text right up to the edge of the box, and it just doesn't look good. But white space is important. Your eyes need to rest.
But maybe 2 or 3 visuals, chart, a graph, photograph. And those often catch the attention. And Usually in a poster session, the presenter is standing next to their poster during a allotted period of time, and that's when you have a chance to fill in the gaps.
But of course, the thing that somebody looks at, very first thing is probably going to be an image.
Trying to be really clear about the message. Visuals are way more than 1,000 times more important than text. It's not just the picture's 1,000 words, it's a lot more than that. And if you're trying to make a very clear point, it's a lot easier to do that with a graphic.
Having lots of figures that show the results and not really explaining a lot of the results. You can have 2 or 3 really good figures and then a few sentences about those figures. And I just think that pictures, say 1,000 words. Why would you just rewrite everything and not have really nice pictures in the poster?
Right, reading your audience is really crucial.
When you're actually talking to people at the poster, it's a very good idea to find out why they're interested in your poster, find out if they have any previous experience so that you can sort of tailor talking to them so that you're on the same page in terms of what their background information is.
Hi, let me introduce you. My name is so-and-so, and what's your name? Where do you come from?
You have to at least bring yourself back to where you were before you started the project. It's very easy to learn things throughout a project and then sort of use some of that, assume that other people know those things as well, and sort of use that as assumed knowledge. And so at the very least you have to remember where you started yourself, because everybody else is at least at that point. It should fit on one line.
The title. And the title should be really clear, it should be large, it should be eye-catching, and it should list the names of the researchers and their institutions.
So you want people to look at your most important information first, and that is why your title is going to be largest.
You've got to hook them in, I think. So the poster itself has to hook the person in, because people wander up and down the aisles they browse these posters, and you want them to stop at yours so that you have a chance to explain more.
Yeah, that's great. Highly recommended. Photos, yeah. You're probably going to be standing next to your poster. You don't want to put all the details in there. You want to leave some space for people to ask you questions.
This is your chance to advertise your work, to reach out, to network. And nowadays people walk around with smartphones and take pictures of people's posters. So you want to make sure your name and your address and email are on there.
Your job is not to impress somebody. Your job is to explain your work. And it doesn't matter whether you're a scientist or whatever your position in life is. To use your knowledge as a way to sort of distance yourself from someone or make yourself seem more important is doing everyone a disservice.
Thanks for watching this video. And remember that you can make an appointment or drop by DesignLab for help with creating your poster. We're open Monday through Friday, 1 to 5, and Sunday, 4 to 8.